My name is Ron Wagner, and I'm an artist, an illustrator, a comic book artist. I've been doing it for the past 30-some years, I suppose. Some of the characters I've drawn over the years: G.I. Joe, Nth Man, Morbius the Living Vampire, Ghost Rider, Punisher, Batman, Superman, Flash, Hawkman. Well, I think the hero is our best self. If this situation arose, I would save this little kid. We all kind of think that, I would be able to lift the car and save this person, because I want to be a good person. So I think there's a level of that. And then I think there's also like you live vicariously through them, because you're not lifting a car and saving a baby or whatever, but like this guy is, and I can watch him do it. And then there's a certain aspect to the vigilanteism that I think speaks to people that are just like sick and tired of being sick and tired of everything. And then suddenly somebody comes up and like takes care of this situation. To us, this seems like the right thing to do at the right time. And again, we get back to the hero thing. I get to watch heroes be heroes. And the whole phenomenon of guys dressed as these characters and people responding to them, I just think as people want heroes so bad that even if it's some guy dressed as Batman, hey, cool, yay, I mean, I get excited. I see a guy dressed as Batman, and I know it's a guy dressed as Batman, but I'm still like, oh, look, it's Batman. So I think it's just people want to be that close to their heroes.
Caucasian male, 5'9", 180 pounds of white hair and glasses.
There'll be no elevator.
Who's that? Who are you?
Green Lantern.
My grandsons would love that. You guys gonna
Visit some kids here.
Oh, that's so nice. God bless you.
Look who came to see you.
The Iowa League of Heroes is actually just a concept or an idea that anybody can do good if they choose to. The league got started about 2004 when me and a friend of mine got together and we toyed around with this idea, providing a way for superheroes to get to children and families that couldn't necessarily get out of the hospitals or that were in special needs type situations where they had no access to visitations from superheroes. And so this friend and I thought it would be kind of cool to get our suits designed and built so that we could actually get out and do that. And over time we just accumulated more and more interest, and so we started forming a team.
Lots of reasons. Before I even joined, my son was in the hospital. Just through a whim, asked if any of the superheroes could swing by. He had emergency surgery. Got a special visit from Batman.
It was just kind of an opportunity that, for me personally, I couldn't pass up.
I really like superheroes. I've always been into comics and stuff.
To be a superhero and to just kind of visit those in need.
So getting the opportunity to be a superhero,
it just kind of seemed like a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't I want to be a part of this?
I'll be honest, I don't know that I've heard a declared purpose, but I've just implying from what I've experienced, we're there to love on kids. We're there to love on families. We're there to encourage and build them up and, make them feel special, make them feel like heroes.
Where the parents, they get just as much joy out of watching their kids.
And just for whoever needs a smile put on their face.
Come alongside community events and make them successful.
When you see their jaws drop, when they see Batman for the first time.
We just strive to bring a smile to a deserving child and their family.
And be there for one another.
My favorite experience is always the little kids who come dressed in your superhero's attire. And a lot of the time, they're even too nervous to come up to you. You are their hero. And that's just unbelievable.
I'd have to say my favorite experiences are the times when we get to go to the hospital and visit some of the children there, just seeing the smiles on their face.
But I think being back at the hospital, the very hospital where my son had his emergency surgery and where Batman made that special visit, to come full circle and be visiting kids on that same wing was incredible. It was like giving back.
There was one little girl that told me that I was gonna sleep over at her house. She wasn't asking, she told me, she's like, yeah, you're sleeping over at my house. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, and you're my favorite person. I was like, awesome.
It's so hard because each one of the events that we do are special in their own way. My personal favorite experience was building a friendship with a young man at Blank Children's Hospital. His name was Tyler, and he had a skin disorder. So my favorite experience was meeting him, becoming friends with him, going up and visiting him on a regular basis, and he obviously learned my true identity. And when he passed away, I was able to assist in officiating his funeral. Tyler was he was a pretty amazing young man because despite his ailment, he saw to it that everybody else around him was taken care of.
My son's name was Tyler Cross, and he was born in 1993 with a rare disease called epidermolysis bullosa. They are known as butterfly children. Tyler's skin was as fragile as butterflies' wings. He was born this way. His life was mostly in a wheelchair, and then he became bedridden a few years ago when he had taken extremely ill. Always been actually the last 2 years of his life in the hospital. We met the Iowa League of Heroes through a mutual friend named Alan. He brought them by the hospital to meet Ty. They were there to cheer Tyler up, and Tyler basically cheered everybody in the room up. To him, meeting the heroes meant that he met his heroes. It wasn't just the fact that Batman was there and these guys in the costumes. For Tyler, they were his heroes because they did things for other people. It was because they were out there giving of themselves, you know, making children smile.
When you show up to the room, Tyler lit up, smiling from ear to ear when they come in.
Yeah, so you forget about your pain, because it was a very painful disease and it was physically demanding. And all the people that came to see him from the league would always tell Tyler that Tyler was their hero. And Tyler always felt like, you know, they were his. So it was a mutual thing with both sides being heroes. It became more personal, I think, for Tyler. It was more of a relationship. It was friendship. It was having people come and see him and being a part of what he was going through. When Tyler knew he was going to pass away, he wanted Matthew from the Iowa League of Heroes to come and baptize him. And Matthew, being a pastor, when Tyler had asked him personally to come and do that, Matthew went and did that for Ty, and it was an amazing experience for everybody. Everybody was together with Tyler when he passed, and Tyler was in complete control of the situation. He knew where he was going. He was ready to go to God, you know. So, and everybody came to spend time with us.
We define a hero by saying that it's anybody who's willing to look out for others and not just for themselves.
You know, there's needs around you at any moment. It's just being intentional and being deliberate. You know, I've got heroes in my life that have just been there on a hard day when I've needed them the most, to encourage, to strengthen, to empower. I think these types of things, when you're looking for it, are opportunities to be heroic.
And that's what Tyler was more impressed with than anything, versus the fact that the person in the costume, you know, it was the person behind the costume for Tyler. He was just really always impressed with the fact that they gave of themselves, and that's what touched his heart the most.